Also, one final thing before we go to the telephones. I have made stars out of some callers in the year and a half that I've been here. I have literally made stars. I'm talking about people like Rocky, the rock and roll Klansman, or Southside Johnny, or Mr. Brevity, or the Brandon Brain Lady. But we're always looking for new stars. And if you would like to be a new star of talk radio, we'll be holding open auditions all night tonight. If you think you, too, could become one of the great characters of Tampa Bay talk radio, it's up to you. Open auditions all night. One line open, it's in Hillsborough, 224-0057, St. Petersburg. Hi, you're on the air at WPLP.
Yeah, I'd like to know who told you that this FCC ruling violates your First Amendment rights.
Nobody had to tell me, sir. I'm not one of those people that has to be told what to think.
Well, this is interesting because this ruling not only doesn't it violate your First Amendment rights.
Oh, I beg your pardon. It quite does.
Well, the reason why it doesn't is
what does the First Amendment? What does the First Amendment protect?
The reason why.
What does the First Amendment protect?
Free speech.
No, unpopular speech.
Well,
that's what it protects, and the only exception to it is speech that damages or hurts another individual.
However, okay, you don't have free speech because you don't have the right to broadcast at all because you've been granted the privilege to broadcast.
No, I haven't, sir. No, sir.
License.
No, I don't have an FCC license, sir.
Well, your station doesn't?
No, the station does, but I don't.
You see, you can go out and buy a newspaper or publishing rights or stand on a soapbox and have your First Amendment rights.
Yes, you also buy an FCC license, sir.
Yeah, that's granted to you.
No, sir, you buy it. No, you're quite wrong. It is not granted. It is purchased.
It is purchased, but according to your disclaimer every year, you are granted the license to...
No, you're granted a renewal. You're granted a renewal. The original license, the original construction permit is purchased from the government.
But the fact remains, we're not dealing with a private newspaper. We're dealing with something that no one can own.
Yes, we're dealing with the public airwaves. I'm glad you brought that up. And 69 people in a metropolitan area of 8 million in Philadelphia and a metropolitan area of close to 20 million in New York, 69 people have dictated what will be heard by over 10% of the country. Yes, sir, they are public airwaves. I quite agree with you. They are public airwaves, and 69 fanatics, 69 prudes have strong-armed the Federal Communications Commission into coming out with a form of censorship.
We've got government commissions that act upon complaints.
Oh, really?
Glad. That's good.
16. I'm hard pressed. I'm hard pressed.
Like you.
I'm hard pressed, sir, to think about. Well, for example, how about if 69 people complained about sending money to Nicaragua?
Well, you'd have to prove that that's in violation of the law. What's wrong with that? Who are they going to complain to?
Oh, sir, there was no violation of the law in the case of Howard Stern. He hasn't been indicted for anything. He hasn't been arrested for anything. He's just been told arbitrarily that if in the future he does it, he'll be in major trouble.
That's right.
So he's not in the violation of any law, sir, because no law exists. It is a ruling. It is an opinion.
Is that since no one owns the airwaves, it's up to the government to police them. It is up to the government, the Congress, the representatives of the people.
Well, sir, you're forgetting,
what shall go over
you're forgetting a very major point, and we will not continue the discussion until you come back and address this point. Free speech is protected under the First Amendment of this country. Free speech under the First Amendment is what is unpopular. It gives you the right to say what is unpopular.
You have the right to say anything
unless it hurts somebody. Sir, tell me, sir, what saying weenie, or who, by my saying weenie, in referring to the male member, tell me who that damages, sir. Tell me who that hurts.
That's a moot point.
No, it's not a moot point, sir. We're talking about a First Amendment right in this country. It is not a moot point. You tell me who it hurts. You tell me who it hurts. I mean, I don't care how much of a prude you are and how offensive you find it. It doesn't hurt or damage you. And you have the right, sir, to go over and turn it off.
And you have the right to say anything you please, but not over the public airwaves. You want to get a soapbox? Get a soapbox. You want to buy a newspaper? Buy a newspaper.
Oh, in other words, because you don't like something, I can't say it. Is that what you're telling me, sir?
I have the right to complain to the FCC.
I hope the rest of you are listening to this conversation. Shut up! I said, I hope the rest of you are listening to this conversation and are getting out your envelopes now, your self-addressed stamped envelopes, because this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, all right?
Yeah, we're dealing with a prude who doesn't like it.
You think you own the airwaves.
Who doesn't even hear it.
You think you own
it doesn't even involve the Tampa Bay area. You don't even have to hear it. As you've already told me, you've never even heard Howard Stern.
I own the airwaves just as much as you or anybody else does.
You got it, fella. They are public airwaves, and 69 people like you are not going to control them.
Okay, friend? You better mind your P's and Q's, pal.
Oh, is that a threat?
Yeah.
Oh, how's that, sir?
Because I have to straighten out one of your other comments saying that the 200 complaints the FCC got about you was because you were running down the president. Wrong. They got complaints because of you openly advocating discrimination against religious groups based upon their religious beliefs. Why? Because I wrote some of them, pal.
Oh, really? What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you my name.
Oh, why not, coward?
Too bad.
Why not, coward? You're the man that advocates a third-party boycott, which is a federal offense.
That's why, because
You're the man who has advocated a third-party boycott. Shut up! You're the man who has advocated a third-party boycott, which is a public offense, or a federal offense, excuse me. I'm not in the least bit surprised you would want to give us your name.
Well, why don't you go ahead and cite me the law, then?
Not up to
Boycotting is a federal offense.
A third-party boycott is.
This is great. Listen to this. Mr. First Amendment here, Mr. Freedom. Boycottings are illegal. What else should be illegal, Bob?
Oh, no, sir. I didn't say... sir, jerk. I didn't say boycotting is illegal. Third-party boycotting is illegal.
Where does it... Well, tell me. Where's the law that says so?
You'll find out if we ever find out who you are.
Oh, really? That's another muley threat.
Well, then why don't you give us your name?
I'm not going to give... Because I've received threats from you and your station already.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Cite them.
Threats.
Physical threats from me and my station.
That's right.
Oh, you're just a hopeless liar, and you call yourself a Christian.
Tell you the people who threaten me? You want me to give you their names?
Yeah.
Let's see. One is named Johnson.
Johnson,
The other one, that's his last name.
Uh-huh.
And the other one's name is Connolly.
Uh-huh.
How you like that, pal?
Well, why don't you file charges since you've made accusations?
Why? I don't need to.
Oh, you don't need to?
No, because I know they don't know who I am.
Oh.
I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah, we know who you are. You're a blatant liar.
Yeah, I'm a liar.
That's right.
I'm a liar. Yeah.
You're a liar unless and until you back up the accusations.
Well,
you are a liar.
The party's over, pal, and you're going to have to start minding your P's and Q's.
Oh, really?
Respect the other people in this country who also own the public airways.
Uh-huh.
The public airways, not your little private party line.
Uh-huh.
If you want to have your little private party line, go buy yourself a cable show.
Really?
You liberal geeks were crying about Playboy on cable. And all you liberals were saying, well, it's not like it's being broadcast.
Uh-huh.
Now that obscenities are being broadcast, all you liberals wimp out and want to change the story.
Oh, you want to talk about wimps? You're the wimp, baby.
Yeah.
You're the wimp. Come on. You're the wimp who sits there anonymously making accusations that you can't back up. You're the wimp who sits there violating the federal law of this nation and won't come forward. That's right. A third-party boycott's a violation of the federal law.
Pocket, pal. I don't have no license in my pocket.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got it, baby.
You gotta stop being a little more responsible with yours.
Oh, really? I don't have one. I already told you that.
Well, your station,
I don't need one.
You know what I mean. Your station. You better stop minding your P's and Q's.
Well, why don't you come forward and file a formal complaint so we can get your name? Because you know what happens when we get your name, punk?
That.
You go to jail.
I go to jail.
That's
really.
right.
Yes.
Because you have advocated a third-party boycott. You see, little boy, you are so stupid. You don't quite understand what the law is.
Yeah,
if you want to boycott WP, if you'll shut up a second, jerk, I'll explain it to you. If you would like to boycott WPLP, that's perfectly fine. That is well within your legal rights. But when you suggest that people boycott the sponsors of WPLP, then you have committed a third-party boycott.
Yeah, and I need you to tell me what statute that is, and where does it say it?
You'll find out, little boy.
Well, that's interesting. Since the civil rights movements of the early 60s, that was done in quite a few times.
And guess what?
What?
We just put a tap on this call. We now know who you are.
Good.
Bye-bye, little boy.